Hey everyone, Kanai in Tokyo here, and I know that recently I have been talking about a lot of the brighter topics of Japan, such as traveling or living in here, which is great, you know. I love it when you guys watch my content, but today I kind of want to talk about the more reality side of things, since we're all living in it. Right? 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 Nah, but isn't that why they actually watch your videos? In order to like get away from stress in work and shit? And besides, don't show your real self to the YouTube. That is the stupidest move you can ever do. どういうこと? Remember what you said in the last video about Hone and Tatemai? You shouldn't show them the real life stuff. As a matter of fact, you can just lie for the views and money. No, you don't tell me what to do. These people that I love and care about, they believe in me. I need to serve them justice. They need to know what's right. I need to stand up for what's right. I need to stand. As you guys might have seen through the title of this video, the topic we're going to talk about today is the cost of living in Japan, which is so expensive. I couldn't even afford myself a good wallet. Actually, check this out. Check this out, guys. Look at this. Old wallet. So before I start discussing about everything, I would like to put a disclaimer to all those Nazis in the world out there. The cost of living in Tokyo depends on the person itself. I mean, you could be living in an internet cafe and have your shower, food, and not to mention unlimited supply of manga for cheaper than your typical Tokyo rent. But I want this video to be as educational as possible, especially for those people who want to live in Japan but cannot really imagine how their initial and concurrent expenses will be like. So first, let's start with your initial moving expenses. Moving in Japan is arguably the biggest expense you will ever have, possibly in your entire stay in Japan, which is unfortunate, but then again, you know, that's life. It's a series of unfortunate events. Can't believe I just said that.
I'm sorry, I don't speak monkey.
Oh man, imagine getting a room in Japan. Holy shit. Okay, let me explain. Renting an apartment or a house in Japan is a very odd system indeed. It is literally inefficient and has no added value to the consumer. Very capitalist, in other words. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything is pretty much justified for what they are until you see the words key money. So key money is a type of payment you give to your landlords in order to thank them in handing us over the keys, basically. I was actually talking to my dad about this the other week since he works for the real estate, and usually he ends up using the key money in reforms when the tenant gets out of the house. But recently there are increasing number of landlords who stop charging key money because it's already 2017 and we can sniff their shit from a mile away. Sorry, Dad. Above the rent cost, of course, there are utilities such as water, electricity, and gas and whatnot, but I wouldn't say this is much of a big factor because you'll probably spend your time working trying to pay for your rent in the first place anyway. But if you do plan to own a car in Japan, prepare your wallets to be like mine. You wanna see that shit again? Because car parking in Japan is kinda hefty, so if you do plan to rent a car space here in Japan, it's gonna cost you around 30,000 yen or $300 or $360 reduce for all of you Aussie viewers. It's not all bad news though. One great thing about working in Japan is even if you get sick, it's not actually gonna cost you a lot of money because of health insurance. So the health insurance system in Japan is arguably the best health insurance system in the entire world. So how it works is even if you get sick, the 70% will be covered by the government and the 30% will be covered by yourself, which is good. It's cheap, you know. The government got you. The G got you, homeboy! So food-wise, it is also very dependent on the person itself, but a typical Japanese person will actually spend around 1,000 to 1,500 yen per day in a span of 3 meals, and that is achievable through going to supermarket and preparing your meal on a weekly basis. But, and it's a big but, I cannot lie, in exchange of savings you lose a lot of time, which is gold. So which one do you prefer? Savings or gold? You decide. For me personally, I barely cook, but thanks to the cheaper food options in Asakusa, I can still save a significant amount of money. And by the way, if you want to see a cheap food options here in Japan, leave a comment section down below. Thank you. So another good thing that Japan covers, and this time it ain't the government, it's the employer, is transportation. So back where I am from, which is the Philippines for your first time watchers over there, they do not really cover the transportation cost and you would have to chip in from your own salary, which is weird. But I know some companies give you a transportation allowance, but it does not necessarily cover your entire transport cost, especially when you have some inconveniences on your way, because Philippines is inconvenient like that. The last thing I would like to talk to you guys about is the cost of your phones and internet, which is the most important cost in the world. Like, I can't even take a dump without my phone anymore. It's ridiculous. For those of you who can relate, definitely leave a comment section down below. Hashtag shit squad. So your typical phone plan in Japan is so expensive, so what I would recommend is buying your own phone first before you register to another plan that's cheaper. Oh my god, SoftBank really ripped my wallet apart back then when I did not have a phone because they were charging me $100 for the phone and the service, plus my own internet service which costs around $50, totaling into $150, which is... But thanks to consulting my friends through social media and whatnot, I am now paying $30 in my phone plan and $50 to my internet plan, and basically I tend to spend all of my savings on camera gear, but that's another topic that I would like to discuss to you guys on my Facebook or Twitter since I post all of my personal stuff in there. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and thank you so much through subscribing my video and supporting me through this journey. We are almost in the 2,000 mark. Oh my god, you guys are so amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!